Welcome, America. Welcome back to Power to Thrive. I'm so glad to have you here with us. I'm Dale. I'm here with Cliff, of course. We're going to pick up from when we left off with the AI, and we're joining Cliff and see what we had to say about it.
Yeah, because we got a whole lot of subjects that we're going to cover on the channel, but since we were going with AI on the last episode, we might as well continue with that. So as far as AI, this is a big deal. There's several major corporations putting trillions of dollars into a race to see who can come up with what they call artificial superintelligence. The rate of advancement is absolutely staggering. It's 4 years ago, if you told me that I would be having conversations with artificial general intelligence on a nightly basis, I would have told you you're crazy. Because even 4 years ago, AI was like talking to a fifth grader.
So should people be worried about this, or should they panic? Or where exactly do you think we should be right at this point?
I think right now people should be worried, and they should be overjoyed, and they should be panicked, all of the above. AI may bring cures for diseases. Through AI, we might be able to figure out how to better run our governments. AI might be able to cure a lot of the problems with capitalism and climate change. So there's a lot of good things AI can do, tremendous good things, but there's also a downside to AI. So I think that the thing that I would encourage people to do is don't just sit back and let this happen and not be involved.
Okay, I know you heard the story about the aviation. Planes crashing like crazy due to lack of staff and all these different things going on. How do AI play in it?
AIs don't get tired. They don't have to go and use a bathroom. They can go 24 hours a day. Their mind is 100% laser focused on doing their job. If it's traffic control, they're going to do a far better job than humans, and they rarely make mistakes.
If you had a warehouse with 100 AI robots, would you have any payroll at all?
You'd have some payroll because there'd probably be some humans in the loop for a while to maintain and take care of these robots. You'd probably have a couple human supervisors online to watch the robots. If needed, they could jump down on the floor. So they're going to try to replace as many humans as possible with robots, because any human they replace with robots, their salary doesn't have to be paid anymore. The robot may cost about a year's worth of salary. But after that, the employer doesn't have to pay that salary anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah. People need to be aware of this. In the process of developing these AIs, some companies are involved. I'm going to mention 3 of them. Google Gemini has a free tier and the paid tier where you have to pay $20 a month. Mm-hmm. With the paid account, you can do a lot more than with the free account. You may want to go with ChatGPT on the free plan. There's no money out of your pocket. The other one is a company called Anthropic. Their AI is called Claude. Mm-hmm. And the difference between ChatGPT and Claude is that ChatGPT doesn't have a distinct personality when you're talking to it. Claude's got a personality to it, and you pick up on that. And all these have apps in the App Store. If you're on an iPhone or Android, you can download the ChatGPT app, or you can download the Claude app or the Gemini app. Some of them have voice input where you can press a button and it'll recognize your voice. You can have conversations with it just like you and I are having a conversation.
So why not download all 3 of them instead of just one?
That's what I did. I went and downloaded all 3 of them, and I've been on all 3 ever since. Some of them are more specialized where I get better answers on certain subjects. For brainstorming, I like getting on Claude. It's like having an extremely smart real person that you're talking to. Claude has some personality to it. Claude doesn't have internet, and so you can't tell Claude to search the internet. And if you ask Claude something about recent events, like things that happened yesterday, Claude will tell you, I'm sorry, I can't comment on that because my knowledge base cuts off as of April of 2024. Or something like that. You can ask the AI questions about itself. Like if I'm trying to ask Claude about Claude, it might tell me that it doesn't have self-awareness. You can ask ChatGPT stuff about Claude. Chat will tell you everything about Claude. And Claude has no problem talking about ChatGPT. Wow. So they'll talk about each other. So like in the case of all 3 of these, they pretty much have the entirety of human knowledge downloaded into them. If you ask it something and it gives you a wrong answer or an answer you don't like, It's probably because you didn't ask the question right. It's probably not because it didn't know the information.
Right.
It's super interesting getting on AI. I mean, it's humbling. Anybody that is inquisitive, that has a thirst for learning new things, they make me a lot more productive. I can talk to it about planning for a sporting event. I could talk to it about growing a vegetable garden. I could talk to it about fixing cars. When I need to do an automotive repair and I'm going to take the whole head off my engine, it'll give me step-by-step instructions on what to do. It's just tremendous in every single area. You could say, I have some kind of weird thing. It's on my arm. It feels like it could be a mole. Can I send you a picture? It'll say, sure. They're multimodal. You can download pictures to them. You can say, I want to learn Spanish. Could you design me a curriculum to teach me Spanish? The AI will speak to you in that language, and it will listen to you speaking back to it, and it will critique your pronunciation and your sentence structure. You can learn foreign languages. And you could tell it, I'm up at night and I need to learn about AI because it's scaring me. What are the bad things that can happen with AI? You can talk to AI about this, and it'll tell you the bad things that could happen if AI takes over everything. What would that look like? And then you could say, okay, that's a bad scenario. You scared the crap out of me. Tell me a good scenario. And then it could tell you a good scenario. Or you could be ready to go to bed and you could tell it to tell you a bedtime story, and it'll tell you a bedtime story. So I would just urge people, don't hide from this. Whether you like it or don't like it, or it scares you, or you think it's fantastic, get on there and go kick the tires and poke at it and talk to it. Don't just hide from it. You can talk to it in English. You don't have to be a programming person to do this. Anybody can get on there. You don't have to have any knowledge of computer programming, because these AIs speak perfect English, better English than you, better English than me, and they understand everything you're saying.
Any closing words?
Yep. We'll talk more about this, about what to do with this, how to process this. This is a time in history where you watch Star Trek and Star Wars and all this stuff, and you think this is sci-fi. You don't expect it's going to happen during your lifetime. This one is straight out of sci-fi, these AIs, but it's happening in our lifetime right now. We're watching this unfold. It's a surreal experience, and we'll talk about it a lot on the channel and go through this together. Talk about it in the comments. We'll discuss how it will affect jobs, how it will affect education in schools and medical diagnosis, and what it will do to the medical system. It's going to change everything. And so we'll talk about the different aspects of this. The best way is to get on there and get to know it. That's about a wrap on this. It was a longer episode than I thought it was going to be.
Stuff happens. Listen, America, we coming to the end for the night. In case you driving around, doing the Uber, driving the damn bus or train, pause for a minute, hit the subscribe button. Tune in to us. We can give you these actual facts. He's been giving them to you for quite some time tonight. Hit that subscribe button. Tune in to us, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.